Hey guys, how you doing? Josh here from JM Media. I'm really excited for this review today because I'm going to be reviewing the new generation Laing P-4 stabilizer. It's a really cool stabilizer, and I have to say Laing has learned a lot from the previous generation P-03 stabilizer. They improved so much on the new P-4. They were listening to people's comments and feedback, and they fixed almost every single issue. So it comes in a really well packaged box, and once you open the box, you get this awesome cool case. It looks like it's weather resistant, so you can take it out in rough weather conditions, and it's really nice padding inside. You have a little pouch here. You can open it up, put your weights or tools inside, whatever you need. And your stabilizer is inside. It's a pretty snug fit. So you can go ahead and open up the case. And there it is. Here, let's go ahead and have a closer look here. There it is. That's the Laing P-4. We have a lot to talk about this today, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start from the bottom up, alright? So first off, Laing has completely redesigned the Sled, okay? It's longer than the previous generation P-3 or P-03. Not only is it longer, they actually added these little slots. They machined these slots in here, so that way you can just slide the weights outward, which is really, really cool. Yeah, you can just slide them out. Now, by sliding the weights outward, it actually gives you more panning inertia. Just like when I was talking about the wieldy, it gives you more stable panning, okay? Rather than having the weights inward, it's always best to have the weights outward. That way you have better panning control. On the older P-03, they just machined in 1/4-inch screw slots. So you couldn't really slide the weights back and forth. You would have to take off the weight screw and plug it in or screw it into another hole to put the weights on. So that covers the weight system on the P-4. You also have a new bubble level, which is on the Sled. Alright, so let's move on to the carbon fiber pole here. The carbon fiber pole, it's really cool. You have your boom or telescopic post down here. Of course, both poles are carbon fiber. And this is something really neat. Laing has finally locked the Sled, so now I can't turn it. On the previous generation, P-03, this would be able to do a 360-degree turn, which could throw you off balance. This new version locks the Sled completely. I can't turn it, which is awesome. Laing really did a good job on that. Also, the carbon fiber post on the system feels like it's not as fragile as it was on the P-03. I've had a lot of complaints on the P-03 for the carbon fiber post cracking. This one, it's solid, guys. Really, really solid. And the new tensioners that they put on here are very nice. They're futuristic looking, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Here they are. They're small, but they are very, very nice. They go in well with the design of the system. Of course, you can always change their position so they don't get in your way. You can just bring them out like this, pull them out. They're spring-loaded, and then put them in a different position here, and they snap back into place. Alright, now my favorite part to talk about, the gimbal. So, many of you out there are always concerned about gimbals when you're purchasing your new stabilizer. I have to say that Laing has made the quietest gimbal and smoothest gimbal I've ever seen. Even smoother than the wieldy, which is their competition right now. So let's go ahead and spin it. Look how nice. You don't hear it spin. It's just so smooth. It's so quiet. I could just spin this all day. It's very nice. They completely redesigned the gimbal system. As you take a look here, The different shape completely. Also, my favorite part. This is how you know Laing is doing a good job. Now, this is going to be kind of difficult to see, so I'm going to put it on the stand here. Now, so many stabilizers out there, including the Flycam and some other Chinese stabilizers, they come with a gimbal that is not calibrated. Now, I'm going to show you how Laing calibrated their gimbal. This is how I know they're doing a good job in their factories here. If you take a look here at the screws on the system, I'm going to go ahead and let's bring the camera down here. Alright guys, so this is how you know Laing has calibrated the gimbal properly. If you go ahead and take a look at these screws here, you can notice that one screw is slightly out and one screw is in more. Also, if you look inside here, you can see that the spacers are spaced out differently. Now, why did Laing do this? This is what we call calibration of the gimbal. In order for the gimbal to work properly, it has to be directly in the center of these two arms here, okay? Now, why does it have to be in the center? Well, let me tell you. If the gimbal is not calibrated properly, and if it's not balanced to be directly in the center of these two arms here holding the gimbal assembly, then what's going to happen is you're going to balance your camera in one direction, and then when you turn it, the stabilizer will lean the other direction. This is a major problem with flycams. This is, if you go on YouTube and look up flycams, you're going to notice that none of their gimbals, or most of their gimbals, are not calibrated. Laing has perfectly calibrated their gimbal. You can see by the way they put in the screws. The screws are not, they're not equal to each other. One is out more, one is in more. They did it purposely so they could balance the gimbal perfectly in the center. That's how I know that they did this the right way. The right way, guys. So you don't have to worry about calibrating your gimbal when you get the system, which is a huge, huge plus. Now, what they also did is that they put these screws in here that you won't be able to, screw out or mess with. They did that purposely. So that way you can't accidentally bump the screw and unscrew it and then, unbalance the gimbal. That's why they put these screws in here that can't be turned. Okay, it looks like they put a little bit of adhesive in there to hold the screws in place, which is the right thing to do. That way you can't accidentally mess with the gimbal system. And guys, this gimbal is so quiet. I just love spinning this thing. Really, really nice. So another interesting part about the P-4 is the new head assembly. This is where you mount your camera. So let's go ahead and take a look at this a little bit closer for you guys. Basically, the assembly looks very similar except for this new plate design, and I'm going to go ahead and remove it. We have our forward and back knob here. We have our side-to-side knob here. You have your safety release right here. And they put a similar tensioner knob, or actually the same tensioner knob as they did on the rest of the stabilizer, just to match everything cosmetically. So I like this one a lot because you can actually pull it out and turn it. It's really nice. On the P-4, this part used to be plastic. Now it's metal, which is really, really a huge plus for me. So let's go ahead and take off the plate. It's as easy as that. We have a new design here. We have what is called a cheese plate. Why is it called a cheese plate? Well, it looks like a block of cheese. Basically, Laing has put a whole bunch of different slots and a whole bunch of different holes in here that you can mount your camera. This gives you a lot more options. Compared to the P-03, they only gave you one slot here to move your camera forward or back. This time in the new generation Laing stabilizer, they give you a whole bunch of options. These slots and holes here fit 1/4-inch screws, and it's really, really convenient. The screw is exactly the same as the previous generation P-3 stabilizer. And here's my favorite part about this cheese plate. You don't need a quick release plate. Isn't that stunning? You don't need a quick release plate for this system. It is so easy to work with. I'll tell you why. They put markings on the side of the cheese plate here. You can go ahead and take a look. See these markings here on the side? Yeah, they put markings on here, so you know exactly where to properly adjust your cheese plate. Okay, it's really convenient, and you don't need a quick release plate. It's so easy. Here, I'll show you. Since I already know how I need to balance my camera, I'm gonna already set up the stabilizer for my camera here. I'm balancing it on a 5D Mark II. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the boom post here. Okay, that's dropped. There you go, it's dropped. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my camera here. And just like any other cheese plate, it just screws onto the bottom of your camera. Just like that. You want to make sure that you put the cheese plate on the right side. As you notice that they have a sprocket here. I can call this a sprocket. Yeah, this clings on to a gear that they put on here, just like the P-3 or P-03. So make sure the sprocket here is on the right side. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's right. And just screw it on. Very simple. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay. Now let me show you how I put it on. Let's get a close-up here. Alright guys, so I put my cheese plate in and it locked in really well. Let's go ahead and look at the markings here. There's a little line right under this knob here, or actually right under, or right on top of the safety release switch here. And I already know that the number 3 is my mark. So I'm going to go right back there to number 3. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that really well, but you can see the ruler that they printed here on the cheese plate here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it up using this really cool tensioner. And let's go ahead and see how the camera balances. All right, so that's how my camera looks like balanced. It's very nice. Go ahead and take it up, put it up. Very cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm very happy with it, guys. Very happy with it. So a few more minor things that I want to talk about here. Okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so this is a big thing here, guys. This is what I think one of the biggest improvements on the Laing is. The adjustment screw going from left to right or right to left. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. This adjustment screw here used to have a lot of play. It was never consistent with its tension on the P-03. On the P-04, it's completely consistent. You can't feel any play while turning the screw, which means that you'll get a lot more accurate fine-tuning. That's a huge plus for me. The wieldy system that I have here doesn't even have consistency on its screws, and I think that's kind of an issue. Let's go ahead and talk about the handle here. The grip on the handle is very snug, very nice, a lot better than the P-03. It's really comfortable to hold. If we look at the handle here, you can notice that there is no rubber cap on the top, just like on the P-03. It's completely metal. That's always a good thing. And you can't really look inside the handle, but this is where you would plug in your vest if you had a vest system. There is a stopper inside. Instead of just having a screw going in and stopping the vest arm from going up too high, they put a stopper inside, a metal stopper, which is this piece right here. It's so much better than putting pressure on a screw. I want to sort of give you an example of what I mean. Here's the P-03. You can see that there is a screw going into the handle here and coming out over here. Okay. Now on the P-03 there is no special stopper for a vest system, okay, or for a special docking plate. So the vest arm would go all the way in until it reaches the screw, and it would put a pressure on the screw, which is never a good thing. It's always best to have a separate stopper for a vest and to leave the screw by itself without any extra pressure. And you can see that there's a rubber cap on here. Doesn't look too great. So it's always best to do what the P-4 did, and that's to make everything metal along with a metal stopper inside. I actually hope to try Laing's new vest system. I really hope I get around to doing a review on this vest system because I would love to see how these two systems, the vest and the P-4, get along, and I really would love to use it in the field. I used this stabilizer for a bar mitzvah shoot on Sunday, and it worked very well. So I trust the P-4 for getting the right shots for me. Now, the moment that you guys have been waiting for, some test footage. Let's go outside and shoot some test footage with this system. So I hope that was enough test footage for you. If it wasn't, please email me and I will be more than happy to post some more test footage for you guys. One last thing before I close out this video, I would like to talk about the cosmetics, the overall appearance of the system. It looks pretty futuristic. The way they engineered the head assembly is just so perfectly... I just love it. Take a look at this, guys. They put a whole bunch of different cuts and curves in here to make it look really futuristic. I love the curved head assembly here. It just looks really, really nice. Like they really put a lot of thought into the system. And the Sled, it looks a lot better than the older system. Again, with the curves, I really like the way it looks. Really, really nice, nice design here. The paint job, very consistent. The carbon fiber pole here looks very nice, dark gray, nice color. Guys, it looks really nice. It looks like it really fits into the world of technology today. So I'm really happy with the way this thing looks. Oh, and one more quick thing about the gimbal, guys. If you're worrying about the gimbal having too much play, this thing has no play whatsoever, so it can't move up and down. They tighten it perfectly, so there's no need to adjust it when you get it out. Okay? It's perfect the way it is out of the factory. Alright guys, so that was my review on the Laing P-4 system stabilizer. I'm really happy you guys tuned in, and I'm really happy that you guys have been watching my review videos. It really means a lot. And I hope to review their vest system. That is something I really want to do reviews on because there's a lot that goes into building a vest. The damping springs, the quality of the bearings that they use in there, it's really important. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to get their vest system and do a review on that. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please visit my website at www.joshmorganmedia.com. Thank you so much. And also, I'll put a link to their website in the description. Please check it out. You can read all about their new products. And yeah, go ahead and do some research on that. Alright guys, take care. I'll see you next time.